Hi everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel Upcoming Cyclone Updates. In this video we'll discuss the latest weather forecast for United States during the next 2 days in very detailed and breaking down all the things. First off, if you're new to the YouTube channel and still haven't subscribed, so subscribe now so you don't miss any important weather information and watch complete video for getting better knowledge. Thanks a lot. Tropical Storm Debby has emerged as a significant weather system impacting a broad swath of the United States. This comprehensive analysis provides an extensive overview of Debby's characteristics, forecast, and broader weather implications. The analysis will cover the storm's development, its projected path, regional impacts, and the interplay of other weather phenomena affecting the U.S. during this period. Tropical Storm Debby formed from a tropical wave that emerged from the African coast and traversed the Atlantic Ocean. As the wave moved westward, it encountered favorable conditions, including warm sea surface temperatures and low vertical wind shear, which allowed for the development of a low-pressure system. Satellite observations and data from weather buoys provided critical information on the system's organization and intensity. The system initially exhibited disorganized convection, but as it gained strength, a well-defined circulation developed. The National Hurricane Center (NHC) issued a tropical cyclone formation alert, which was followed by the official designation of Tropical Storm Debby once sustained winds reached 39 miles per hour. The storm underwent a series of intensification phases, characterized by increasing wind speeds and improved organization of convection. As of the latest updates, Debby is located approximately insert specific coordinates off the South Carolina coast. The storm's central pressure is estimated to be insert current pressure (MB), with maximum sustained winds of insert current wind speed (mph). The storm is moving northwestward at a rate of insert current speed (mph). This movement is influenced by a combination of atmospheric steering currents, including a high-pressure ridge to the north and a trough to the west. Forecast models predict that Debby will weaken as it moves inland. The Global Forecast System (GFS) and European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts (ECMWF) models show a gradual decrease in wind speeds and central pressure as the storm transitions from a tropical storm to a tropical depression. By Friday, Debby is expected to move into the Central Appalachians, with a predicted path through Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. Wind patterns and structure. Debby's wind field is characterized by a broad circulation with the strongest winds concentrated near the storm's center. The storm's structure includes a defined IR central dense overcast (CDO) and a spiral rainband pattern. As the storm weakens, the wind field will become less organized, leading to a decrease in overall intensity and wind speeds. Rainfall and moisture transport. One of the significant impacts of Tropical Storm Debby is its heavy rainfall. The storm is drawing moisture from the Atlantic Ocean, resulting in intense precipitation rates. The moisture convergence and orographic effects interaction with mountainous terrain will exacerbate rainfall amounts, particularly in the Central Appalachians. Regional impacts of Tropical Storm Debby. Southeastern North Carolina. Rainfall and flooding. Southeastern North Carolina is expected to experience the heaviest rainfall associated with Debby. Forecasts predict an additional 4 to 8 inches of rain, with localized amounts potentially reaching up to 15 inches. This extreme rainfall is likely to cause widespread flooding, including flash floods, urban flooding, and riverine flooding. The high risk, at least 70%, of excessive rainfall signifies a high likelihood of severe flooding. The flooding in southeastern North Carolina could have significant impacts on infrastructure and communities. Low-lying areas and floodplains are particularly vulnerable, and the heavy rainfall could lead to road closures, property damage, and disruptions to essential services. Emergency management agencies will need to coordinate response efforts, including evacuations and infrastructure repairs. Residents in southeastern North Carolina should prepare for the possibility of extensive flooding. This includes securing homes, preparing emergency kits, and following local evacuation orders. Flood warnings and advisories should be monitored closely to stay informed about changing conditions, rainfall and flood risks. In central North Carolina and parts of Virginia, rainfall is expected to range from 3 to 7 inches, with localized areas possibly receiving up to 10 inches. This volume of precipitation will lead to flash flooding, urban flooding, and potential river flooding. The moderate risk, at least 40%, of excessive rainfall indicates a significant chance of flooding, though not as severe as in southeastern North Carolina. Flooding and infrastructure. The expected rainfall in these regions will likely impact transportation infrastructure, including roads and bridges. Urban areas may experience localized flooding, which could disrupt daily activities and pose risks to residents. Authorities will need to monitor river levels and manage road closures as necessary. Impact on agriculture. The heavy rainfall could also affect agriculture in central North Carolina and Virginia. Crops may suffer from waterlogging, and livestock may be at risk if floodwaters inundate pastures and feed supplies. Farmers should monitor weather updates and take preventive measures to protect their operations. From Maryland through Pennsylvania and into upstate New York and Vermont, 2 to 4 inches of rain are expected, with localized amounts potentially reaching up to 6 inches. This rainfall will result in flash flooding, urban flooding, and possible river flooding. The moderate risk, at least 40%, of excessive rainfall reflects the potential for significant flooding in these areas. 2. Flooding and water management. In this region, the potential for riverine flooding is a concern, particularly in areas with already high river levels or existing floodplain conditions. Local water management authorities will need to monitor river gauges and prepare for possible flood-related impacts. Flood control measures, such as dam operations and levee inspections, should be reviewed and reinforced. The heavy rainfall and potential flooding may impact recreational activities and tourism in the affected regions. Popular outdoor destinations, such as hiking trails and parks, may be closed due to hazardous conditions. Tourism-dependent businesses may also experience disruptions. A strong cold front associated with a potent upper low in southern Canada is expected to bring an anomalously cool air mass into the midsection of the United States. This cold front will move southward, affecting regions from the northern and central plains to the upper and middle Mississippi Valley. Temperature anomalies. The arrival of this cold front will result in high temperatures in the 60s and 70s across the northern and central plains in the upper and middle Mississippi Valley. These temperatures represent a 15 to 25 degree departure from the seasonal averages, with some records potentially being tied or broken. The sudden drop in temperatures will be a notable contrast to the ongoing heatwave in other parts of the country. Heatwave in Texas and the Central Gulf Coast. A heatwave continues to affect Texas and the Central Gulf Coast, driven by strong southerly flow beneath a building mid-level ridge. This pattern supports prolonged high temperatures and heat advisories across these regions. The heatwave poses risks to public health, including heat-related illnesses such as heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Heat advisories and isolated excessive heat warnings are in effect, urging residents to stay hydrated, avoid strenuous activities, and take precautions to minimize heat exposure. Monsoonal storms will persist across the Southwest, Four Corners, and High Plains. These storms are characterized by intense afternoon and evening convection, resulting in heavy rainfall. A slight risk, at least 15%, of excessive rainfall is in effect for the Front Range of the Rockies and the Sangre de Cristo, San Juan Mountains. Slot canyons and burn scars from recent wildfires are particularly susceptible to flash flooding. The combination of intense rainfall and existing burn scars can lead to rapid runoff and dangerous flooding conditions. Wildfires in the Northwest are contributing to poor air quality across much of Oregon and western Washington state. Heat advisories are in effect for western Washington due to the combination of high temperatures and smoke, which exacerbates respiratory issues and overall health risks. Thanks for watching.